Hello to all of you. Hey, how are you? I hope you are well. I wasn't really planning to appear in this particular video, but since the last time I spoke to you, a lot of new people subscribed to the channel, so I just wanted to say thank you. I really appreciate it. And if you've been following me for some time and haven't subscribed yet, if you like what I do, please subscribe. That would mean a lot. It's really 100% a self-funded project. And I also would like to say a big thank you to those who are liking these videos and commenting, especially to those who have been there always very supportive and sharing their experiences and their thoughts. Thank you very much. It really warms my heart. Also, one thing I wanted to mention, which you can see in the description of this video, but who reads the descriptions? Probably nobody. My art projects are connected to some nature restoration programs, so some profit from that goes to some charities, but I would like each art project to be connected to a different charity, and one of the areas it's really also quite close to my heart is wolf protection. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a little bit tricky to put it together because it was like 90 hours of clips and to select just fraction of it to make this video, so I hope you enjoy it and I hope it's not too long. Creme de la creme of my time in Sweden and of my July month in Poland. As I mentioned in my previous video, I'm not sure how often I will be posting now. My life has changed. I now live in the city. Perhaps you can hear in the background a lot of different noises that is telling you about that. But the thing is that it poses a lot of limitations to this project. I also now have a full-time job and working full-time on a computer screen. It's very restraining for my eye. I can only see with one eye, so doing extra activities with screen has to be really approached very carefully, as I end up with a lot of pain and headaches if I do that. So I hope that even though I may not be posting so often and appearing so often, you are still happy to follow my journey, and I hopefully will find inspiration here or there and some magical moments to share with you. And other than that, I wanted to wish you a nice time, and until next time. You may find it surprising, but one of the things that really pulled me towards the north were long and dark winters. After years of a lot of healing and focus on the light and chasing rainbows, I came to the point where a calling from someplace deeper within became louder and clearer. The call to look into the corners that can only be explored in the absence of light. So last year, following my heart, I traveled to the north of Sweden. I didn't have much plan, just followed my feelings and not really knowing if I was just traveling for a month and going back to London or staying there for winter. I traveled far to the north, from the east to the west, and exploring as much as I could in this short period of time. But it would become clearer when traveling through this vast wilderness and experiencing all those very deeply touching and beautiful moments that I wanted to stay. There were, of course, a lot of different reasons for that I'm not gonna mention here, but the beauty, nature, the inspiration was really overwhelming. It has been my dream for some years already to find a place somewhere in nature where I could build a sustainable life and create inspired by surrounding beauty. And I was hoping that staying in Sweden was a step towards this dream. Couple of weeks into my journey, following just the feeling, I arrived to a village that felt straight away like home, at least for some months to come. I didn't know anybody there, but I knew I was in the right place. And then the autumn came very quickly. Having so little time to bloom and thrive before the next winter arrives, nature expresses herself in very intense ways. Knowing that we were heading into a season with very little light, I spent every moment possible outside, roaming through the forests, connecting to nature, dreaming, exploring, soaking up the sun and foraging food for winter. As someone whose source of all inspiration comes from nature, I was in paradise. And running through the forests, I felt completely free. I think that self-care is best approached seasonally and making best of what happens in the environment around us at the time. these days, because of social media, to develop this yearning for a more beautiful place to live. I think it is important to strive for our dreams, of course, but it's also important to develop a gratitude for what we already have and take the most of it. Looking back at this year, I can say that as much as I loved the wilderness and slow pace of life in Sweden or Poland, and would give a lot to live this way, it was actually in London I led the healthiest and most balanced lifestyle so far in terms of self-care. Then gradually the colder days and snow came to stay for good. The day was getting much shorter and evenings and darkness stretched to the over. Purpose to give any fit-all recipe on how to stay balanced and happy, because all of us are different and different things work for us. I tend to think that we all have our unique path, and all the fun in life is that of exploration and discovery what works for us. I also didn't follow any particular and consistent routine, as this also depends on where I am, what is my lifestyle in the given moment. I have to admit that I neglected myself on many levels. Running out of money, I wasn't eating very well. Being disheartened by the fact that I will have to leave Sweden as I simply couldn't afford to stay there made me question myself and my choices. Side, I was able to still appreciate the beauty and magic around me and be really touched by life and inspired. I was also also very active, but going for long, often hours-long walks to the forest and carrying my camera bag with very heavy lenses caused me very severe and painful sciatica. Past year has proven me again something I am aware, something I also used in my professional practice with clients: holistic approach. It's really important what we consume with all our senses, not only in form of the food, but also what content we give our energy to, what people we surround ourselves with. These all have impact on how we feel and if we thrive in life. But then it was time to leave, and from the creative high and slow living I crashed into this. A fast pace of life and a corporate job where you have to be faster than light. Having worked most of my life for non-profit organizations in the service for people, I never imagined to land into corporate life. But there I was. At that moment I actually had not much choice, and seems like this year has been full of decisions that didn't sound like me at all. Trapped into the world of office buildings, very strictly scheduled breaks, with a strong competitive culture, from a total freedom to a very tight cage. So how do you survive such life? I can say for sure that wouldn't be possible if I didn't decide to live in the countryside. Surrounded by nature, I could simply go outdoors barefoot and walk up the hills to nourish and heal. What I consider an utmost luxury. Not being in the right space in life and in mind to carry on with some of my creative projects, I try to make best of my surroundings and loving to make flower bouquets and having fresh white flowers in my space. I used to collect some once in a while to bring nature from outside to inside and keep the creative spark alive. I rather focused on creativity that was connecting me with my environment and the seasons. If you are sensitive like I am, you may sometimes find it difficult to define boundary between feelings of others and yours. Therefore, I find it very important to clear myself and my space and make sure that the energy is not stagnant. It's easy to feel peaceful and balanced when we live in a beautiful and quiet place. It is much harder to achieve similar levels of harmony when we don't live in such surroundings. But doesn't the true alchemy lie within the ability to turn our experiences and circumstances into our benefit and take most of what we have and be grateful for it? harvest, a lot of it was left behind on the fields. So I collected all remains to dry them so they don't go into waste. It was definitely one of the upsides to live in the house by a lavender hill and have all this beautiful and calming fragrance circulating around the house and relax the mind. It's easier to get cozy when the weather may not seem inviting, but from my experience, to go out and wander, it's always rewarding. I was also really grateful that in my village we had a Triassic spring. This crystal clear water is simply delicious. It is also known for the healing powers, and I can testify for that. And then the days were getting shorter and shorter, so when traveling back from work, I took my time to cherish these little moments of sunsets I had. I came here to the hill today because today I'm not working. It's been raining all day, but now we're having a really nice sunset, so I just came to take a time lapse to share with you. And it's really life-saving to be here, surrounded by nature, you know, with this kind of job, which is really like soul-sucking. And it's really super fast-paced, that the tension really hurts in my body, literally. It's coming to nature, laying on the grass, and now it's been raining, everything is wet, but it really feels so wonderful to connect to everything around, to hear the birds, and to enjoy the wind moving the leaves in the trees. It feels so nourishing and refreshing. I think I wouldn't be able to survive this job mentally if it wasn't for this little piece of paradise that I have access to. And the Today we also have really beautiful foggy landscape. And tomorrow back to the city, to demanding job. And yes, pray for me. Now I'm slowly going back home because it's getting dark, as you can see. And yeah, also late. So can you hear this crickets? That's just something I really love about Poland. Here we have so many crickets in the countryside. And I'm running around barefoot and I stepped on some bee or hornet, I don't know, because I didn't see. First I thought it was like one of these brambles or the other plant which I put on the screen later. I can't remember the English name. But then I noticed that actually I have this kind of a bite, like a sting point, and it's actually swollen a little bit, and it was actually very painful for a while. But it's time to go home.